everyone, so I'm Skyla Blu, and I'm gonna take you through my production of a Telescope song. And, I thought I would do this because I like seeing other people do it. The one that comes to the top of my head immediately is, Jacob Collier, and, him going through, his 100-part harmonies and, 15 different bass tracks and, stuff like that. How many people are going to be interested in this? I don't know, but I think this is more of a me project than it is a you project, so it's not all about you. Sometimes it's about me. It's all about me. So without further ado, let's just get into it before I piss everyone off. Okay, here we go. So what we've got right here is all my tracks for what I recorded for Telescope song. Man, my hair looks even more frizzier than it usually does. Thanks, headphones. So this is the whole project that we got here for all my vocals. So we got piano, we got vocals. I should have organized these into folders, but I didn't. I should rename these, hold on. Alright, I did it. Well, yeah, I did. Oh. Okay, I did it. So we got... No, you know what? I'm just gonna organize these into folders. Okay, we're done with that. It looks a little different. I may have gone overboard and colored it. Okay, anyway, so basically when I wrote the song and envisioned the song, I imagined it as just a piano ballad, and I think that's all I thought it was going to be, and that's kind of how it was born. So if we take the lead vox and piano, this is what I would have imagined it would sound like.
I feel
well, except
like
without all the reverb on my voice.
outer space, babe.
That's kind of the vision that I had.
I close my...
So, starting out with that. But when I laid it down to production, I knew that it could be a lot more, in me. The musician in me wanted to flesh it out and make it more. So I started messing around with it. I recorded on the piano on my MIDI piano that I have right back there. I have a setup where I can set up a MIDI cable and it records whatever I put in it. Fortunate enough to have an 88 key rated piano, which is very nice. I do have a 25 key mini keyboard. For this piano ballad, it would not have worked to play out the dynamic range that I really wanted and it to sound like a natural piano piece. This song was the first piano driven song that I think I've really ever written. I usually write songs on guitar, but I was in a class, it was my it's my foundations class, and we were talking about the 2-5-1 chord progression and how that can be used in a bunch of different ways. Yeah, that's kind of where this song was born, from a music theory class. But yeah, all good songs start out that way. That's kind of the imagination I have for the song, was it to be a very piano-centric song. I think that was also at the back of my mind when I was creating this song. I was I really want to create a nice little piano song. I did it. Okay, so now let's start off with the drums. Mr. Drum Man. So we see we got a kick, we got a snare, we've got crash. That's pretty much all the drums for this song. I kept it super simple. I actually was trying to add more to it, and I was actively ruining the song. But as you can hear, it's very simple. It's very, very electronic. I knew I also wanted that to be an electronic drum, when I was envisioning this, because, space, new technology, me trying to justify my choices when in fact it was just because I had a vision and I liked the sound and it sounded okay. It's very nice. I think it lulls me to sleep. It's pretty nice. And then for the snare, we got some reverb on it. So there's one here, and then I doubled it. and I EQ'd the double with the highs out a little bit. Not too much, just enough, you know, where I don't get that snare reverberation like I do in this one. But I do double this, so it gives it a sound like this. I think it sounds pretty cool. And then kick snare combo coming right at you. There's what it sounds like. So, very nice, simple kick snare beat. And then as we get further in, we start to hear some cymbals. Here we go. And I like that. This was from not the Atlanta pack. I think it was Depth Charge. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's Depth Charge. Yeah. Depth Charge Kick. I originally recorded it on Atlanta, but then I was like, yeah, I like this one better. Well, they sound pretty similar, but I don't know. Something about it. So that's pretty much it for drums. Pretty straightforward. Let's go to the bass next. Alright, so for the bass. Oopsie, I colored it the same. You know what? Well, I fixed it. I was gonna be like, forget it. My brain wouldn't let me. So for the bass, I tuned the low strings to C and G, like on the lowest strings that are normally E and A, just to give it that low octave. There she is. There's not much to her. I play this on a fretless bass, on my Squier fretless bass, jazz bass. Oh wait, no, I didn't play this on the fretless bass. I played it on my fretted bass. Never mind. So yeah. I didn't do much for this. I just kind of plugged it in and played. What I have on it is a bass amp emulator, which in Logic, I think this is the 60s combo amp. So, you know, I'm still kind of very much working with the presets. I think I would be very lost without it. I'm not quite there in figuring out emulators on my own, and not quite there yet. So, the Logic presets are kind of like my best friend right now. Oh, I love that little lick right there. Yeah, and that's in the chorus. Oh, and just so you can hear, here's what it kind of sounds like in the chorus-ish. You can hear it's a fretted bass right there. But yeah, also in terms of the piano, I wanted to try and make the drums complement the piano rhythm that it does, like right here. It just has a short pickup from the kick drum. And so it's very much complementary, but it also keeps it dry then. But yeah, I just wanted the drums to keep the piano driving. So here's kind of what it sounds like, just the piano, drums, and bass. For some reason I forgot that I did that in there. Well, now you hear it. So we've got next our little synths, baby. So I kind of just added these to give it more of the outer spacey feel. It's definitely more of a texture thing than it is like a melodic sort of thing. Because specifically this Parallel Universe and, well, honestly both of them are not really too harmonic. I would say definitely the Parallel Universe one is definitely more than the sci-fi one. Let me play it for you. Like, the sci-fi one is like creepy noise. Ah, spooky. It's definitely eerie listening to it by itself because it's all these awkward awkward frequencies, but it just adds to the texture of what the song does. And then at the beginning, we have the parallel universe logic instrument, audio instrument, right at the beginning, which you hear with everything. It's the first thing you hear. It swells up. Man, I knew, like, the first time that I heard the synth, I was like, this is gonna be, like, main synth, because it, like, does all these swells and automatically. The thing about it is, like, I had to figure out where I wanted to start, because it kind of, like, plays, like, in a similar order. So I just had to play it until I got that swell in the beginning. You know, when I was recording the song, I was thinking about that, like, which place would it be, like, most logical for the song to start on this synth. So I chose right here where the synth, like, swells. Like that. So yeah, it just adds to the vibe. Yeah, it's just very silly. I love it. It's just so echoey. You can see, well, there's the pan, some glitter, some filter, a lot of filter. That's the, like, original pad. That's the filter. And that's the glitter layer. It's so cool. It just has all these little things that make your ear kind of go like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then here's what it sounds like all together. Again. And this is going into a different section. You know, just adds that little extra texture. You know, all those little bells and whistles that you like to hear when you're building the soundscape of a song. Along with this, there's the subsonic boom, which only comes in this part, in the little section between the bridge and the second chorus. You might miss it. This was actually from the Apple loop library, right here. I mean, this is not it, but this is where I got it from. I was like, I want, like, a little do to go into the chorus. And then I added some effects on it, but it sounds like, okay, so wait, I'll show you what it sounds like before I put all the stuff on it. So here's what it sounded like before I put all the stuff on it. So just like that. Simple enough. I was like, that sounds good. That's what I want. So yeah, I added the filter just to give it, like, a little grit. And then the channel EQ, I did this. I sweeped the high out to only leave, like, little bit of the lower mid and then the low of the sound. Like a truly pew. And then I also added tremolo, 16ths, and pretty depthful. Whatever. Anyway, so then it could bounce from side to side a little bit. It's a little bit of that action. And I like the way that feels in my ears. So yeah, all that effect processing is going into that one little and you know, just add something going into the whole bridge, which I think is, like, you know, in terms of, like, a peaks and valleys, like, chart of the song, it's one of the higher points of the song. In terms of peaks and valleys, it sets up going into that little hill right there. Yeah. So all that processing for one little sound effect, I know. Oh, and these down here, I never talked about these. This is just a click. Like, if I were to perform this live with, like, backing tracks, I would use that. So I put it in its own separate channel. I don't perform with a rig, a playback rig live. You know, you can never be too safe, and, you know, if I eventually am able to afford one day, that'll be on the list. We have these things, which, you know, I didn't put in the song, and I don't regret it. Because, you know, it was just weird experimenting, trying to figure out the soundscape of the song. Oh, except I muted it. Hold on. So this I actually just played with my phone that I'm recording on right now. I played it like you would a slide, except I lost my slides, so I couldn't find them. And I eventually found them, obviously, but I played it with my phone, so now it sounded like this. So, I did this for like 5 minutes over the entire song. And, just messing around with things. And I couldn't really find, like, an actual place for it to go. It's there in the history of the song. And I couldn't bring my heart to delete it because I thought they were just so funny. So now we're on to the big ones. We're on to the vocals. Oh, yeah. And you know me, I like my vocals. So for the vocals, I put EQ, pitch correction. Oh, the Apple pitch correction is so bad. But, I just put a little bit of it on there so it didn't sound like totally out of whack, but it's kind of whack. And then a de-esser, and then a compression, and a vocal writer for all of them to normalize the volume of the tracks. EQ is pretty much the same across the board for all the vocals. Pitch correction to get those weird pitches out of there. I need an actual pitch corrector. The de-esser, which just takes the potency of the S's out, if you don't know. The t and t sounds like shooting star, and I'm your telescope. There's a lot of those in there, and that's specifically why I put those in there, because I was like, oh, it's so harsh. And then, vocal writer, once again, to level out the volume of all the tracks, at least the vocal tracks, to make it dynamically centered, I guess you could say. Not too big of a jump in the dynamics, but, like, also making it seem dynamic. Okay, anyway, so originally, like I said, this was originally just going to be, like, a piano ballad piece. But then, that little voice inside me is like, oh my gosh, I want these cool little harmonies. So I came up with these little bad boys, mid and low. I love this part. I think I was having a bad vocal day when I recorded this, because my low voice is like, I also, it's the hardest thing to record vocals, yourself singing, and, listen to it back. It's awful. I hate it. Oh, I did okay. It's just kind of up there a little bit.
Feel like I'm in outer space.
Oh, and it gets better. It was just the first part. Okay. And it's this part.
Feel like I'm in outer space.
Oh, also, for these vocals, I sent them all to a reverb wedge with reverb and EQ, I think? No, just the reverb and a delay. Yes, the delay. So that's kind of like the back there, spacey vibe. And all the... Ooh. Okay, honestly, now I'm listening to all this, I'm kind of like, man, I did something here. It may not be the best, but I'm hoping it'll grow from here. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that one. Although I think I did use it from a preset. No, I didn't. Look at me. A proud moment. And then the tape delay. Yes. 16th note. So it gets that blah, 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 blah. And here's what it sounds like. Just the vocals.
I'm just watching my wildest dreams come true. Wildest dreams come true.
I'm someone who loves vocals so much. It's kind of one of my favorite things to do. Oh, speaking of, let's talk about this little transition in here. Kind of one of my favorite moments ever. So I'm just gonna play to here just to show you.
Planets and stars, they seem to align. Our paths and ways will be intertwined. I feel like.
So I was kind of just messing around because I was like, I definitely want like a cool little harmony part, but I don't want to like just you know, harmonize the planets and stars that seem to align. I didn't want to just harmonize that part. I wanted to create like a very dynamic part. I think I remember that the first thing I came up with was the mid going into that lead.
Planets and stars, they seem to align. Our paths forever will be.
And yeah, I came up with that first, and then I came up with the low one.
They seem to align. Our paths forever will be intertwined.
And I specifically wanted it to like lock into place when it says the word align. Well, only the low says align, and the mid and leads say intertwined. Aligned, intertwined, same vowel sort of thing, and ending. You know, you get the whole idea.
Stars seem to align. Feel like I'm in outer space.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. I love that. You know what? Now that I'm listening back on it, you know, I kind of was kicking myself over not being good at production just a little bit. But now that I'm like listening back to it, I'm like, you know more than you give yourself credit for. Yeah. I'm proud of this, actually. May not be the best in terms of production, but in terms of thinking about what I used to produce, where I started, this is like leaps and bounds. It's growth. Crazy. So that's pretty much it for all of this. I'm gonna give you like a little bit of the snippet of this bridge so you can kind of hear what it like all sounds like together. Oh, also, I have a distorted guitar. Oh man, I totally forgot about this. I have a distorted guitar at the very end. Let's just do power chords. You know, just to give it that a little more of that sense of finality. It also has a reverb and distorted, and it's also another amp emulator, I think, from the Logic Audio unit. I think it's the Arena Rock one. So yeah, has a noise gate, also has distortion and all that good stuff on it, and delay. It just gives it a little bit more of that sense of finality. Okay, anyways, with that said, let's listen to... Did I not talk about the guitars at all? Me when I am stupid? Okay, let me talk about the guitars real quick. Okay, so I showed you the distortion guitar. So the regular guitar that I have here, that's just kind of playing the little spacey, major sevenths and stuff. Sounds like this. That's kind of a bad chord hit. Anyway. But yeah, it's very spacey. It's got, this heavenly modification thing. This gives it like a little bit of that sparkle, that shine. Yeah, and then most of this comes from the amp. It's the Tweed amp. Oh yeah, and it also has delay on it. And a compressor. Oh, that's my favorite chord of the entire song. Just what I play in there. I don't play it in anything else. I just play like a regular F major, but for the guitar, I added a sus2. Oh. G is fantastic. I could listen to that. Oh, and it also has a major 7 on top. I could listen to that all day. Magic. And then I go into picking for the choruses. Magic. Oh, that goes into the bridge. I was like, what's that chord? What did I do there? It's a diminish. I'm trying to think if I did anything else. Oh, wait, let me go to this chord again. Yeah. Love that. Also for like the little bridge part. We haven't talked about the bridge much. But there is like a little piano and guitar thing. So it goes like this. And you know, the like little piano interlude was always in it, but you know, when I was playing around with the guitar, I was also like, I want to like have that little guitar strum in there too. So they're both kind of just doing their own thing, and once again, it's just building up the soundscape of the song. Yeah, that just kind of fades. Yeah, and then just goes right back into it. It's a very cool song. I'm very proud. You did okay. You did good. And that's pretty much it. This is kind of what it all sounds like together.
Planets and stars, they seem to align our paths, and where we'll be intertwined. I feel like I've seen it, he's coming. Feel like I'm in outer space, 'cause this love is once in a lifetime, my dear. Between you and 'cause you're a shooting star, and I'm your telescope. You're still not far from home. Just watching my wildest dreams come true. Wildest dreams come true.
There's the right symbol.
True, yeah. Wildest dreams come true.
Chorus of the song. Very cool. Just all fades out to the background. My computer hates me right now. It's like, why are you recording the screen and why are you playing on Logic? Ah! She is screaming. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of it for everything. I don't really know how to end this, but that's it. And it's out in the world. So if you have not listened to it yet, go listen to Telescope Song, go buy it on iTunes, go stream it on Spotify, go listen to it on YouTube Music. Whatever you use to listen, it'll probably be on there. Most likely, I'm like 90% sure. So, and if it's not, you can always reach out to me and I'll try to see what I can do. If it's not on your preferred streaming method of choice. Just hit me up at Skyla Blu Music on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. Comment what you think of the song and make sure to share it with your friends. Thank you for coming to this and me nerding out a little bit over something that I really like. It's been a pleasure doing this song. It means a lot to me, and so if you can go stream it, that would be lovely. Or just buy it, you know. That also puts some money in my pocket. 99 cents. Does put some change in my pocket. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Maybe see you soon. Thanks for watching.